What I remember is people were lying on the streets, even including Americans. I knew Somali people will pay very, very, or otherwise high price because of what happened. There was civil war, the drought came, many people were dying. That was the reason why the United Nations and the Americans decided to intervene by force to deliver food. General Muhammad Farah Aidid was the most powerful warlord in Somalia. Aidid Malaysia started fighting with the United Nations peacekeeping mission. So Americans started going after Aidid, and the situation completely changed. When it was confirmed that Aidid generals and supporters and allies were meeting, so Americans decided to come and arrest them. This was an enemy territory, and it all went wrong. Just a few kilometers away from my home, I started seeing Americans coming. When they passed, the Aidid Malaysia started blocking the streets. So even if Americans wanted to go back, they were not able to unless they fire. Around 3:30 in the afternoon, they arrived where the meeting was taking place from the air and the ground. And when they started, the Aidid Malaysia started shooting. For the first helicopter was hit. It was just going down like this, like this. And where it landed, it is less than 700 yards from my home. While the first helicopter, which was down, they were trying to defend themselves, and Americans were trying to protect that helicopter. Another helicopter was also shot. So things changed completely. They were firing everywhere. The Somali militias were firing everywhere. Every space they can see or shoot Americans, they were firing. Americans were firing back, and any threat they have seen, they were shooting, including civilians, because they had to protect themselves. It lasted until the next morning. So almost 18 hours. 18 Americans were killed and 73 Americans wounded. And I heard people saying 1,000 of Somali people were the casualties. The Aidid supporters or militias, they were dragging the dead American soldier in the streets of Mogadishu. And the people that were celebrating, I mean, it's from Aidid's part. They were not from all Somalis. And we are very, very sorry for the loss of those who came to help. The American government decided to pull out their troops from Somalia. So once again, the fighting started by the warring Somali faction leaders. Taking down these helicopters, it was a very successful operation for them. But for us, it was disaster.